friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Barb, and today we're going to talk about clutter. And I know if you've watched my videos, you may draw the conclusion that I don't have a clutter issue, but there you would be wrong. I don't now, but I used to. So if you watch Cast the Clutter Bug, you know she has the 4 different styles of clutter bugs. Well, I'm the ladybug. I always had hidden clutter, and I'm a piler. I piled everything. I would make piles and then I would stuff them in drawers, in closets, in the garage. It didn't matter. It went somewhere. I had piles everywhere of everything. So I had organized clutter, if you will, but it was everywhere. Another thing that I really used to struggle with was dirty dishes. I had them everywhere, and we had 4 little kids, and I had dirty dishes. I was overwhelmed, exhausted at the end of the day. I did not want to deal with it. I would save it till the next day. I was driving Glenn crazy. It would just be so overwhelming for me and for him. He finally just said one day, we have got to come up with a system to get these dishes done. It's too much. It's not working. And he was right. So he did help me come up with a system, and now we do the dishes every day. And we don't wait for the food to get dried and crusty. When you are letting your dishes just sit dirty and get all the food on them dried, by the time you go to clean them, it is 10 times harder. I can tell you from experience, it's so much easier to wash them right when they're dirty. And did you know I used to be a paper hoarder? I did not even realize this until 2019 when my sister and I had KonMari'd our home. It was the Marie Kondo method, and she has 5 categories that you do, and you bring everything out in that category and you deal with it and declutter it. Well, when it got to the paper category, I was completely blown away. Because I had to go all around the condo and I had to find the clutter. I had it in drawers, in closets, under beds, in the garage, in the cupboard. I had it everywhere. I just had it everywhere. And when I ran out of space, I would put piles along the walls. I'm a piler. That's what I do. But I had to go through it and make sure it was stuff I could let go of, because I wasn't sure what was in there. I just knew I had piles of paper. So I brought it all into this room and I dealt with it for 2 weeks, and it was completely overwhelming, and I gave up day after day after day because it was so overwhelming. But I knew I had to finish it. But it took me 2 weeks of just dealing with it. And it was such a painful experience that now paper has to ask my permission to come into our home, because I never want to go through that again. So when you're feeling overwhelmed with your home and you just can't stay on top of it, and you feel like you're a terrible housekeeper because you can't get it together, you're not. You just have too much stuff. And once you significantly declutter your home, it is absolutely life-changing. If you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. It's free, but it really helps my channel. Thank you. Once you have decluttered your home, the freedom it brings is amazing. It's just amazing. There's no feeling like it. It feels so good. Every day you get to enjoy a decluttered home. Life is just easier. It's just better. You have a lot less housework to do, which we've discussed. I think the best benefit of having a decluttered home, it gives you back time. You have a lot more time for the people and activities that you love. And for me, that's the best thing about having a decluttered home. That's not to say you're not going to make messes, because obviously you are. But once you've decluttered your home, to reset it just takes a few minutes, and it's so simple. Another thing I want to address, the fantasy self versus the reality self. Remember, as you're decluttering, there is a fantasy self. We all have it. Our fantasy self has no bounds. Our fantasy self is amazing. Our fantasy self can complete every project we ever started. Our fantasy self has no time limitations, no energy limitations. Okay, and then there's the reality self. We do have work, we do have family and different things to take care of, and we have limitations on our time, on our energy. So be brutal as you're going through your clutter. If you're finding projects that you've had for over a year and you still haven't got them done, bag them up and pass them on, donate them. Let somebody else, let that be their project, because they may have the time to do it. You don't. And your time is more precious than that. I don't know if I've covered it in this video or not, but if you get rid of the clutter in your home, you literally reduce your housework by 40%. And I'm telling you, I've actually done that, and I actually think it's more like 50%. It is so easy to keep your home tidy when there's very little in it. It's just life-changing, and we don't need all this stuff. It's weighing us down. So something I want you to keep in mind: your home is not a storage unit. Your home is your haven. So you need to declutter so that you can come home at the end of the day and relax and enjoy being in your haven. Something to keep in mind as you're decluttering: only the things that reinforce your living space should be in that space. What does that mean? Take, for example, your living room. Only the things you use in your living room should be in your living room. Same thing with the dining room. Your dining room table is not your catch-all. We don't walk in the door and just throw things down on the dining room table. That table stays clear. That table is for eating and doing homework, maybe playing games, but only the things that you use in the dining room belong in the dining room. Same thing with the kitchen. Only the things you use in your kitchen should be in your kitchen, okay? And your kitchen counter is not a drop zone. We don't come in just like the dining room table. We don't come in and just throw everything down. We need to create systems for when people walk in the door and where these items go, but it's not the kitchen counter and it's not the dining room table. Another thing, again, I'm going to encourage you to really go with clear counters. I cannot say enough about it, how amazing it is to start each day with clear counters. It's so relaxing to walk into the kitchen and it's not piled up with dirty dishes and the counters aren't piled up with stuff. It's so relaxing to walk in with clear counters. I really challenge you to try that. You won't be sorry. I keep sharing this message because I want you to get to experience the peace that I'm experiencing. So I want to help you along on your journey so you can have it too. Folks, thanks so much for watching here today. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.